Are you a perfectionist? So many people are perfectionists, especially high achievers. We set these really high bar for ourselves, almost unhealthy because some of them are unattainable. We have this vision, these ideas of we have to have the perfect body or create the perfect presentation, write the perfect book, create the perfect video, have the perfect relationship, build the perfect life. But there's no perfect life. And we know that. We know that perfect doesn't exist. And yet, so often, we're still striving for it. We're still going after it, which causes a lot of stress and anxiety. In my book, Do What You Love, I share the 7 myths stopping people from pursuing their passion projects and dreams. Myth number 6 is it has to be perfect. It's a myth for a reason. It does not have to be perfect. And so in this video, I wanted to share a few strategies to help us on our journey to pursue our dreams, knowing that we can achieve them and having fun along the way. So often we don't start something because we're not good at it. And of course, we're not good at it because we've never done it before. When we're going into something new, if we have that perfectionist mindset, it stifles us. It holds us back from pursuing our dreams, from pursuing our passions, because we immediately want to be good at something when in reality, it takes some time. And so here are a few strategies. If you're dealing with perfectionism, I hope these help you on your journey. Number 1 is to embrace the process. We cannot control the outcome. And so often we get so attached to the outcome, right? It has to look a certain way. Our life needs to look a certain way. This project needs to have this very specific outcome. But we can't control the outcome. And we can't control how other people respond to the outcome. What we can control our effort. We can control how we show up. We can control doing the work and showing up every day. So when we can fall in love with the process and fall in love with showing up every day and doing the work and putting in the work, even when things get messy, even when things get hard, knowing that everything that we're going through is helping us get to the other side, only by that can we have more fun doing it. Can we get over perfectionism? When we can get comfortable being in the messy middle and we can get comfortable with mediocre work, because let's face it, when we try something new and we've never done it before and we're not good at it, we have to be okay that in that place of being mediocre. Just in the beginning, we're not striving for mediocre, but we have to be okay when we start something new, that it's all about the learning process. It's all about the growth process. We shouldn't be fearing making mistakes or looking stupid or anything that's involved in the creative process of building your dreams and building the life that you want. Only by putting ourselves in those challenging situations can we get the skills that we need to take those next steps forward. And so that's the first thing, is to embrace the process, fall in love with the process. Number 2 is to practice mindfulness and acceptance. Perfectionism creates so much stress and anxiety. We get so caught up in this idea of it has to be perfect and we need to look this certain way. How would your life look different if you accepted who you are exactly as you are today, where you are in the process? What if you believed that you are exactly where you are meant to be, going through exactly what you are meant to go through? Notice when perfectionism is stopping you from doing something. And we know when it's happening. You might feel it if you're about to post something. Maybe you're going to post a video or post an article or share something with your friend, some new project that you've been working on. And you stop yourself from posting. A friend of mine called me the other day, and then she was sharing with me that she was working on something for a client for weeks and weeks, and she was finished with it, but she could not let it go. She couldn't let it go. And so we had to talk through it because it was done. It was complete. It was beautiful work, but in her eyes, it wasn't perfect. And so she had to recognize and be mindful and allow herself to send it off and let it go. And guess what? The client loved it. And so we have to be very mindful and aware when we're dealing with perfectionism in our life. Number 3, challenge your inner critic. We all have that inner critic. We get so caught up in what other people are going to think of us when we already have an inner critic that is mean enough to us than anyone else could be. We need to put that inner critic in check. What is your inner critic telling you? Our inner critic and perfectionism, they're like best friends. They love to play together in our minds, convincing us that don't do this, you're going to look stupid, it's not ready, it's not the right time, you don't have the right equipment. All of the things that stop us because we're dealing with perfectionism, we can get so stuck in our heads. And so what is that inner critic telling you? And we've got to challenge it. We need to tell that inner critic to shut off. We need to turn it off. And one of the best ways that we can turn it off is simply by doing the work, by showing up every day, and by moving forward. So my friend's example of getting the work out to the client, hitting send. When I wrote my book, I was such in this state of perfectionism that it was kind of like I kept reading it and reading it, and I wanted to rework it, restructure, rewrite, and all of these pieces. And my publisher said to me, at some point, you've got to let it go. In my mind, it wasn't yet perfect, but it will never be perfect. In fact, I talked to so many different authors, and almost every single one of them has told me that when they read their books, if they read their past work, there's always pieces that they wish they would have changed. There's always pieces that to them are not perfect at all because perfect doesn't exist. And number 4 is to ask for support. So many other people, your friends, your colleagues are dealing with perfectionism. In my book, I talk about creative friends. We need creative friends because our creative friends are out there creating they're pursuing their goals, their passions, their dreams, and they know what it takes to do that. And they have to be getting over the 7 myths that I share in my book, including perfectionism. So they know what it's like. They know what it's like to have the creative courage to go after your dreams. And so we need to surround ourselves with those kinds of people because only they can help us get out of our own head and start to do the work and start to know and understand and believe that only by the process and allowing ourselves to get in that place of being uncomfortable, can we start to get more comfortable being uncomfortable and get to the other side, to get to that dream that has been in our heart for probably longer than we care to admit, but things like perfectionism have stopped us. So we have to build that support system. If you are dealing with perfectionism, I hope these strategies will help you in some way. I hope at least one of them resonated with you and encouraged you to either pick up the phone to call someone or to share something that you've had in your mind or that you've created in the past that you just haven't shared because of perfectionism. Give yourself grace. Remember, your only job is to show up and do the work. And when we know that, when we believe that, it becomes so much more fun to pursue our dreams. It becomes so much more fun to create because we know that we can put in the effort that we need to in order to get better. And as long as we're getting better every day and growing, that's what matters. It's about progress over perfection. That's what we care about. When we can get better every single day, we feel good about that. We feel like we're making progress in our lives, and it'll encourage us to keep moving forward. And then we get to look at our dreams, to see our dreams, believe in our dreams, and go after them with our creative courage that we have inside of us. Sometimes we just got to dig a little deeper to pull it out. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please comment below. Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts on perfectionism. And hey, if you have some strategies on how you overcome perfectionism, please share them with us because we're all dealing with it in some way, in some part of our lives. And so we can all use that support from one another. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do so we can stay connected.